Hey, my name is Shaquille Majuri, and I recently interviewed a number of fighters from UFC, Bellator, and KSW to get their thoughts not only on UFC 237's main event between Rose Namajunas and Jessica Andrade, but also Anderson Silva versus Jared Cannonier. Enjoy. First, we have UFC welterweight contender Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Good fight, but I think Namajunas fight. It's a good footwork, Andrade is too stop, short. He's really strong, but it's Namajunas fight smart. Use your footwork, your feint, your straight punch. I think it's no problem for her. It's a easy combination, footwork, clean punch, strength punch, and I think her can win easy this fight.
Up next is recent UFC Ottawa co-main eventer Elias Theodorou.
Yeah, this is an interesting fight. It's great to see new fighters, first and foremost, kind of competing here. That isn't, obviously Joanna is kind of always in the picture in some capacity. But point being, I think Rose just, has that dead stare and is able to pull it off, whether it's, now by hands. She's obviously shown her hands and shown her, grappling, not only skill, but ability to just go for it, and confidence to just go for it. So I think the champ will reign supreme.
Bellator's John Finch just competed for the welterweight title of the world.
Thug Rose, man, she's just tough. And I feel like with the women still, there's big gaps in between the top women and the also-rans. It's still gonna take some time to thicken out the weight classes with the women, and I feel like the turnover rate for men is already so high that the girls are even probably worse. I haven't seen a demographic of just men and women breakdown of career spans in the UFC. Overall, UFC fight career is less than a year. Main event fighters are less than 2.25 years. And that's minus fighters who only fought one time. So those numbers are actually much lower. It's just a difficult spot because the girls' turnover rate is just much higher.
Introducing Volkan No Time Oezdemir.
I think he's putting a lot of pressure moving forward, always punching, and I think it's going to be a different fight for Rose than the fight she had with Joanna, because Joanna is way more technical, going in and out. It's going to be tougher with Jessica. So I see Jessica. I like Jessica. She's tough. She's a really tough girl. I think she's going to get the win.
Beneil Dariush.
I'm gonna go with Rose. I think she's gonna start pulling away in the third, fourth, and fifth round. It's gonna start out kind of tough for her, but she's gonna start to pull away at the end of the fight.
Drew Dober.
Rose Namajunas. She's so cutting edge. I just don't see a flaw in her game.
Former UFC fighter Kajan Johnson.
I don't like to bet against Rose. Rose is dope, man. She's a G, and yeah, Rose for sure.
KSW's Philip DeFries.
Rose, I just like her, I think she's genuine. I think she's nice, that's based purely on her personality, But I couldn't pick a winner. I haven't watched enough of them.
UFC's Jordan Rinaldi.
Love Rose. Thug Rose is awesome. Andrade is, I don't want to say built a certain way, but she is built very sturdily. And she is a terrifying lady at that size. So if Rose can keep her at a distance, it'll be interesting. If she allows her to get in once or twice, it's going to be a bad night. You've seen how she throws girls around the cage like it's nothing? I mean, it was like Lawler and Askren the other night. Just that's what she does to grown women. It's crazy. So I think that's a tough one. I'll go Andrade. I'll go with that one.
UFC fighter Frankie Saenz.
Rose, you can't count out Rose. I mean, what she did to Johanna, 2 times. I mean, I think she's feeling it right now. She's on one of those highs where, mentally, I think she's just above everybody else right now. You know, her confidence level's high, and you know, I've actually seen her train and warm up, you know, and stuff, and she's really good. I like what her and like Trevor Whitman do as far as just warming up, timing. You know, just I really like the I guess, you know, their relationship, like fighter coach relationship, you know, and you know, I really see her being the champ for a long time.
Now we have fighters breaking down Jared Cannonier and Anderson Silva. Top 10 UFC bantamweight Cody Stamann.
Oof. Well, I think Anderson kind of proved that he still got a little gas in the tank after his fight with Adesanya. I mean, I don't ever like bet against a guy like a legend like Anderson Silva because I don't ever know what he's going to bring to the table. I can imagine this might be his last fight. So I'm going to pick Anderson to win the fight just based on the fact that, you know, I really think this is probably his farewell fight.
Next is top-ranked UFC featherweight Josh Emmett.
Yeah, I feel like Anderson Silva is just gonna, you know, try to. I'm leaning towards him. He's gonna try to keep his range and just kind of pick him apart. He's super accurate and just a legend, and he's fighting in his own country. So I think he's gonna be really prepared for this and put on a hell of a show.
Introducing UFC welterweight Max Griffin.
Oh, man. Jared Cannonier, I want to say, came out and beat someone he wasn't supposed to beat in his last fight. Yeah, just smashed him. And the Spider, man, I'm such a big fan of his. You know, but he still looks okay. He's still fighting well. It just depends. I don't like seeing Anderson lose. I don't. Like, when he broke his leg, all the times he got, like, I feel it. Like, I feel like my brother lost when he fights and loses. I hope Anderson, but I'm probably thinking Jared.
It's your boy, Eric Anders.
I think Jared's going to get him, man. You know, he's a young guy, a lot of power. He's short, but he's got long arms. You know, he's got long reach. So I think that he's going to be able to touch Anderson Silva. I think he's going to put Anderson Silva on his back. I know that the Dominator, what's his name? Not the Dominator, the Devastator. Dominic Reyes. I think Dominic Reyes knocked him out. But that was at a higher weight class. Dominic Reyes is super tall. You know, I think he's like 6'4". So I'm going to go with Jared Cannonier.
Introducing Curtis Millender.
Yeah, I'm going with Anderson, but if Jared Cannonier wins, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
And finally, Hawaii's Boston Salmon.
I haven't done too much research about Anderson's opponent, and it's hard to go against Anderson, man. Look at that fight against Israel. You can't go against the guy, man. He's 40 years old and he still looks like a stud, you know. He's good, man. I wish he could drop a little weight and maybe fight at a lighter weight class, but you just can't knock the champ and the GOAT, man. The guy's he's a monster.